The date is 371 BC. The place is Leuctra on the Boeotian plain in central Greece. The army of Thebes has assembled to challenge the mighty power of the city-state of Sparta. They're locked in a bitter struggle for control of the region. Today, the fate of one of these armies rests with a netball team from London. Made up of 2 generals...
Charge at them, not kill each other. Charge, go.
...and 2 lieutenants.
We don't have much cavalry. We don't have cavalry.
Using state-of-the-art technology and all their tactical skills, the team will refight this battle and attempt to change the course of history. This is Time Commanders. With Eddie Mayer inside a 21st century military command centre and taking control of the battlefield are a netball team from London. Mags King, rank General. Kirsten Beacock, rank General. Anita Kelsey, rank Lieutenant. Kelly West, rank Lieutenant.
It's social netball leagues.
It is.
So it's about drinking?
Yes.
And then playing some netball, hence the injuries, yeah?
Well, actually, we try and recommend that you play first and then drink after.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do you call yourselves?
Filth.
I'm sorry?
Filth.
Because...
It means wicked in Australia.
And you're also the first all-female team we've had on the programme. What extra will that bring to your performance?
I think
we'll
more
communicate,
diplomatic, I guess, than men, and less aggressive in terms of with each other.
And better at reasoning.
Well,
yes.
We should be better at battle than working out what we were supposed to be wearing today, so that'd probably take less time to sort that plan out.
Don't put yourselves down. Don't put yourselves down. Would you like to know a little more about the battle you're going to fight?
yes. Great.
Well, handily, we have down here 2 world-renowned experts on battles. It's Eric and Sol. Could you come up?
Monitoring the team's progress are 2 military experts. Dr. Saul David, military historian and author. Dr. Eric Nussbacher, senior lecturer in war studies, Royal Military Academy, Sandhurst.
It's the Battle of Leuctra. You may not have heard of it. 371 BC. Fought on the plains of central Greece between the Spartans, the most formidable fighting force in Greece at that time, and the Thebans, and unfortunately you're fighting the Spartans.
Bad news,
That is
Kirsten.
bad news, yeah.
Do you want to have a seat now?
I think I
You're going to come back down later and assess not just how our team did, our filth team, but also tell us what really happened in the real battle. So thank you for now. If you go up to your positions. 371 BC. You're in charge of the Thebans against the Spartans. Now's the time for your intelligence briefing as I introduce you to the battleground.
The Battle of Leuctra was fought on the Boeotian plain in central Greece. It was such a popular meeting place for opposing armies that a Theban general called it the dancing floor of Greek war. There's little in the terrain to give either side much advantage, except a small area of rocky ground on the left of the Theban lines. They could use this to protect their flank, but will the team spot it?
Oh my God, it's virtually flat.
Can you go?
Can we use those hills here?
It's quite important that the team understand that the most effective way they can use their army is actually on the flat land. Hoplite warfare, particularly Theban hoplite warfare, needs flat ground. They line up in very deep ranks, and the deeper the rank, of course, the flatter the ground has to be because you can't maneuver over hilly terrain.
But yeah, the hills behind, can we use those?
Just wonder if we can use this rocky area.
Hide them.
Yeah, the rocks. And then
Down the boulders. The 2 boulders that sat there. That's
the second one's the biggest one, so there won't
Yeah.
take many people behind that.
And right
that's a
again.
nice little bit hidden.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
That little part.
Yeah. Do we
All right.
think?
Yeah.
You understand the terrain? You know it? You love it? You're sick of it?
We're not happy with it.
This is where the lieutenants really come into their own. You're right at the forefront of the intelligence gathering, which comes next.
Good.
So right now, let's find out more about your own troops.
The Theban army is 9,000 strong and commanded by a famous general of the day called Epaminondas.
It's the horse at the front there. He's actually the generals. We've then got all those guys with spears.
Are they all big spears, or is there some small?
The rest, everyone else has got long ones.
Right.
Okay.
The bulk of the army consists of a large number of infantrymen called hoplites, armed with 8-foot-long spears. While the Theban hoplites are well trained, their secret weapon is a group of elite infantry soldiers called the Sacred Band.
One section of this is actually an elite band.
A what?
An elite.
Which section is the elite?
Sacred Band, they're called.
The Theban Sacred Band, according to non-Theban sources, consisted of 150 couples. All of the men were in an intimate relationship with the other member of their little team, their couple. The Theban Sacred Band are also the only professionals. They're the only full-time soldiers in the Theban army.
These men are brilliant at close-quarter combat. They are shock troops. They should be right at the top. They're the first ones in. They make the indent, and the rest of the Theban hoplites come in behind.
And these
all the
one
horses
horses also with spears.
all the same
Are they the
size.
same size, same all the types, exactly the same weapons and stuff?
Okay,
Everyone's
cool.
got spears.
It's important that the team recognize the value of their cavalry. The Spartans have cavalry too, but they're not very effective. But the Theban cavalry has more experience, it's better trained, and it's recently fought in a campaign.
Kelly?
The proper names are just way too hard to pronounce. So I've got these ones with like long, spiky things.
Okay.
I've got 8 units of those.
So these
So go.
And then we've got some spearmen. Didn't ask how many units of those I've got.
You got 2 bullets at the front.
They're the light blue men.
Kelly's light blue men are skirmishers armed with short spears, mobile and effective against the slow-moving flanks of a hoplite advance.
Are you confident that this now represents...
Does this look like
what's
what you
going
think
on?
it looks like?
Yes. Right, you are.
Okay.
They don't have that many advantages in this battle. They've got the Sacred Band, they've got cavalry, and they've got the rest of the Theban hoplites, but they're up against some pretty tough troops.
Feel free to use any scouts you might have.
In the next stage of battle preparation, Lieutenant Anita is sent to gather information about the strength of the enemy Spartan troops by using her Theban scouts.
Oh, do you actually send the guys? Oh, no, stop. Wait a minute.
One of the reasons why Sparta is so formidable is because it's the only city-state in Greece at this time with a professional army. Generally, the discipline and the regimentation is incredibly harsh, and it makes them into tremendously tough, disciplined, and difficult-to-beat soldiers.
King Cleombrotus commands the Spartans. In the popular warfare of the day, they used their spear-carrying hoplite troops in long, deep ranks. Historically, the key to this type of battle was to put all your best troops to the right of your line, which is where the Spartan general has put his Spartan elite, in order to outflank your enemy. On Cleombrotus' left side, he has large numbers of conscripted allied troops. The Spartan allies' loyalty will depend on how well the Spartans do.
It's important the team realise that the Spartans' allies are not the most reliable of troops. If they feel that the elite of their army is being destroyed, they probably won't bother to fight, they probably won't bother to help them, and therefore maybe one of the best tactics they can use is actually concentrate most of their force against the Spartan elite, which is generally placed on the right of the line.
The elite Spartan hoplites are at the front of the attack, and they are the ancient equivalent of the Abrams tank. Having had military training from the age of 5, these troops were superbly drilled and disciplined, and very difficult to stop. One Greek philosopher believed that Spartan society was so geared towards war that they did not know how to live in peace.
I hope that was useful. I hear we should call you Mute. That's your nickname.
Maybe. She'll go quiet.
This should be an interesting briefing then.
Difficulty getting information out of me.
She can mime it, so
Using some blocks and 2 sticks. Show us what you know.
Did you see how many units of long spears they have?
I think there was about
17, I think.
Yeah, 18, I thought.
There's a lot.
How many did you have?
18. I thought 8 plus 10 more.
Right.
There you go, that'll make the right number then.
Yeah. Oh,
Wow, well done.
the clue is in number of blocks they've given us. Yeah. God, we're a bit slow, aren't
This
we?
I just put there. Where does
No, both of them stand behind.
two
All right. Well, if you want to go to your position and think now about something quite critical, you've gathered all this information. You're going to be fighting the Battle of Leuctra, originally fought in 371 BC. And here you are in the 21st century, a team of netball players called Filth. What are you going to do?
I think we don't want to put our elite in the front. I think we should get rid of some of their people before we
We need
bring
to
our
do a
elite
bit
in.
of an inventory and kill them.
What do you think of holding out the elite till the end?
Yeah.
Well, not the end, but like till a
Towards the
crucial.
end, until people are tired as well.
Kelly just made the classic error that I was worried she was going to make. She mentioned the fact that the sacred band were their elite and that maybe it would be best to keep them to the end of the battle. And I think that's what they're going to do, and that is going to be a classic mistake.
Well, the horses
That's another
don't... I don't know if the horses are going to be our major problem, because they haven't got that many, have they?
But if you get them out of the way.
We could
We don't want to be flanked, do we?
What was it at the beginning that was said that makes the battle spin?
So basically, what they do is
Stop
they do that. They outflank on the right and then real left.
So they're going to be coming this way. So how do you stop somebody outflanking?
We put most of
your stronger ones
over
to
here.
receive them.
The team are beginning to come around to the right way of thinking. That is to concentrate their force on the left, where they've just pointed out that the force should take out the main Spartan force. They're still talking about keeping their elite back, but at least they're thinking of putting the majority of their army on the left.
We want to have our major people here to receive them, kill off a lot of them, and then we keep our stronger people behind to get the rest.
Or maybe put our strong people in to receive the strong side, and then once they're tired, send a whole group in there as the other.
Or we could do half
The team have made a very, very good start. Their concept of operations is crystal clear, and it is very sound from a tactical point of view.
Keep one of the spear...
We'll keep the elite
a couple of the heavy.
Okay, I really need to hear your plan, because battle could be moments away.
We're expecting them to try and outflank us on
The right.
the right. So we're going to top heavy this side
Right.
with our spear people and a couple of horses here. We're going to keep back one of the generals, keep back one of the horses, keep back some of the troops and the elite squad.
Anita's tactically sound plan was to put the sacred band right at the front to deal with the elite Spartan attack. But she's been ignored. It seems the generals have different plans. The netball team's plan is to face the strongest element of the Spartan army with some of their strongest troops. They've deployed all their force to face them in order to execute this. Their high-risk strategy is to ignore the large numbers of weaker Spartan allies on their right, in the hope that if they defeat Sparta's finest men, the allies won't stay to fight on their own. There is, however, a key weakness in their plan.
As we were worried all along, they're keeping the sacred band back in reserve because they know they're elite, but they're totally misunderstanding the use of this force, which is fighting in the front rank as the shock force. They talked about keeping it back, then they talked about putting it forward with the left side, and now, unfortunately, they've taken the hesitant decision to actually keep them in reserve, and I think it's a mistake.
The two sides have drawn up to face each other. Between them, the sun-baked expanse of the Boeotian plain. The troops are ready for battle, but are the commanders?
I want to check with the lieutenants.
I think they should come up.
Do you know what the plan is?
Sort of. Vaguely.
You don't, do you?
We do. We know that we
keep it strong at one end.
We're keeping it strong on the left-hand side there, right.
And as I understand it, you're going to wait for them to attack.
That's the understanding I have.
Yeah.
We're defending, I feel. But, hey, are we waiting?
We're defending until we sort of have a rough idea what we're doing, and then we're going to be attacking.
In choosing to wait for a Spartan attack, the team immediately hands Cleombrotus, the Spartan king, the initiative. And this aggressive campaigner needs little further encouragement. He orders a unit of his cavalry forward towards the Theban line. He's going to try to draw the Thebans into conflict on their left side, which is where he has the greatest concentration of his elite Spartan troops.
I'm concerned in the sense that we're now getting some horses coming towards us.
And they're coming, as we suspected, down the right-hand side. Who have we got right at the front line? We've got the infantry here.
You take that.
These are the horses.
You, can you get your horses together very quickly?
Yeah.
On the right-hand side.
While the team decides the best way to respond, Cleombrotus' cavalry divides into 3 parts, ready for an attack on the rocky ground on their left flank.
This is quite obvious what the Spartans are trying to do. They're saying, come and get us. You know your cavalry is stronger than us. Come and get us. If they're going to charge, they charge with cavalry. And if they charge with light troops, they're in big trouble.
Should we send a horse? Should we
send the cavalry round?
The Spartan cavalry are fast coming into striking range of the Thebans.
No, they're not far away.
Right, Kelly, can we get one cavalry and one army of spears out in front of the rocks towards these people that are coming very fast towards us?
While 2 of the enemy Spartan units swing wide around the flank to take up an attacking position, Cleombrotus keeps his 3rd unit in reserve close by.
One of the horses on the left-hand side come round the side of it and attack the cavalry that's arriving.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you want the cavalry to go where?
Attack those ones. Where are they going?
The early sense of calm and cooperation has evaporated. The team is in a mess, and it's only Mags who seems to sense the imminence of the Spartan threat.
Get them to go together! Put them together! Charge!
Do you want the cavalry to go?
Yes, the whole cavalry to charge now!
The Spartans, having regrouped wide of the flank, turn to begin their attack. The team's chaotic deployment tactics gives them the impression that their troops are fighting each other.
Charge at them, not kill each other.
As Anita finally gets control of her panicky cavalry, the Spartan attack begins.
That's exactly what they should be doing.
That's right, and I like to see that. There's the Theban cavalry going in against the Spartan cavalry.
If they just leave it to the cavalry to deal with, they'll be fine. Don't send these lightly armoured skirmishers.
The first wave of Spartans is repelled by the team, but as their troops chase off the attackers, Cleombrotus sends in a second wave. If he can disable the Theban cavalry, he will have a huge tactical advantage on the battlefield. Despite many battles of the day starting with cavalry skirmishes, this fight for the rocky ground on the left flank is taking on special significance for both sides.
Are the long ones going to catch
Yeah, long spears to go and help the cavalry, please. Whoever's
Yeah, we're getting there.
Yeah.
As the team begin to commit more of their troops away from their central formation, Cleombrotus' cunning plan seems to be working.
Oh my goodness. The team is drawing off some of their concentration. They're frittering away some of their concentration of combat power. They're letting their left flank go wandering off to get involved in a completely irrelevant combat of light forces. Oh, for God's sake, don't do that.
The team's Theban hoplites rush to the aid of their comrades. But for the team, this might prove to be an extremely costly act of bravery. Despite the fact that their horsemen are better, the team just can't seem to establish an advantage in this vital early encounter. With a unit still in reserve, King Cleombrotus senses an early success. Losing this cavalry encounter would spell disaster for the team, leaving their left flank fatally exposed.
Can we have the other to attack that other set?
And the team are losing. Cleombrotus is suffering heavy Spartan losses, but he's weakening the Theban flank. With so many of the team's cavalry scattered, Cleombrotus sends in his 3rd and final wave. Unless the undercommitted team can somehow get more of their cavalry involved, they will lose.
Okay.
These people, are they all dead?
No, they've just gone in there.
Can you stop your horses charging at the back, please?
As the team try to regain control of their disoriented cavalry, the Spartans make easy work of the lightly armed skirmishers sent to confront them.
Can we move our other horses to engage the second lot of horses to engage the other horses?
Yep.
Kirsten now decides to commit the rest of her cavalry in a last-ditch attempt to repel the Spartan attack.
Kelly's charging.
Charge, Kelly, that's the girl.
Whip him.
Kirsten is still having the final say in directing the battle, but Mags might be proving the more tactically adept of the two generals. In true cavalry style, the rest of the Thebans arrive in the nick of time to see off the now outnumbered Spartans on the rocky ground. This desperate last charge has also saved the involvement of the Theban hoplites, who have yet to engage with the Spartan horse.
Right, bring our army back together quickly.
Bring our army back together quickly. That's very good. Who said that?
They've done well, though. The horse have done well against the Spartans.
The Theban horse have done well against the Spartan horse. They're better horse soldiers, the Thebans. They've got better horse soldiers at their disposal.
If they can get them back in time before the Spartans advance and attack, that's fine. No damage done.
And Mags sees that. You heard Mags shouting, bring that army back together quickly.
The team have successfully withstood Cleombrotus' first attack, because at the last moment they were able to deploy the rest of the Theban cavalry. But their inability to commit enough troops at the beginning of the skirmish was almost a disaster, and this might prove a tactical weakness in the rest of the battle.
It's a massacre. Okay. But are they going to come the same way again twice? Though?
Look, yeah, they are.
Cleombrotus has signalled the start of the battle proper by ordering his crack troops forward towards the Theban lines.
So where are they moving around? So well, at least we're top heavy here, aren't we?
Kelly, can we build quite a substantial wall to the left? Because again, they're going to be attacking us this way. They're on the move.
The fearsome Spartan hoplites are indeed on the move, and it's imperative that the team act decisively and act now.
We would like cavalry and two long things.
Cavalry and the guys with the long things.
We don't have much cavalry.
Quickly, they're all moving.
The Spartan hoplites, their crack troops, are several ranks deep. The generals must therefore confront them with a massive hoplite force of their own.
We need to make a good wall.
I think we should get the cavalry to come round left-hand side and come round behind them.
Yeah.
Cleombrotus' plan is still to take on the Thebans with a highly motivated Spartan elite. Against a deeper formation and tougher troops, the team face annihilation unless they can use all their troops to maximum effect.
Group the cavalry, two lots of the cavalry, down the left-hand side, and they're going to come round behind.
Kirsten seems unduly concerned with the cavalry, which will have little impact on the advancing Spartans. But what they've all missed is that their greatest strength, the mighty sacred band, are currently languishing far behind the Theban lines. The battle, it seems, will hinge on whether the sacred band and the Spartan allies get involved in the fight at all.
You know, you always want your best people in the front rank, because if you hold them back, they might never see battle. You might waste that asset. And it's like having your best player sitting on the bench all day.
Well, they've stopped now.
Sorry, which guys?
There's some over here, look. No, these, see these?
Okay.
The lieutenants, Anita and Kelly, are taking the initiative to direct some of their troops without reference back to the generals. Kirsten is more vocal, but in the heat of battle, Mags is beginning to establish a dominance as the more decisive general. The success of the elite Spartan infantry will be the key to Cleombrotus' victory. In keeping with the tactics of the day, he has massed these, his elite troops, on the right of his line. On his left, he has a large number of allied troops. Their loyalty to Cleombrotus is uncertain, and the team would do well to exploit this. With the allies' massive numbers, the team will have to consider how to neutralize this threat. Cleombrotus has moved up his elite Spartan hoplites, but the team in the command center has yet to deploy a force to meet them. And crucially, one of their generals has just come up with a new idea.
Anita, can you bring your horses that are down the left-hand side upwards as well? So we're going to try and make a horseshoe shape. So then we can try and surround them. Because if we're bringing them into the middle...
All four groups, or do you want just two
these
groups?
Ones that are in the bottom left-hand.
Mags has just made the rather alarming comment that they're going to form their troops ideally in a sort of crescent shape so that they can operate a kind of early canae around the Spartan army. I don't think they need to do that. I think that is going to be a weakening of their original plan. If they stick with their original idea, which is strength on the left, they are going to take out these Spartans. Let's not dissipate our army too much in this huge horseshoe shape.
We need to shake them up. They've got more people
than us.
to bring some over.
You want to send some of Kelly's lot in
One
forward?
of Kelly's lot, just start attacking, just charge.
Temporarily abandoning Mags's new plan, the team respond to the enemy advance by going for a full frontal attack on the elite forces of the Spartan hoplites. As long as they keep their strength on this, the Theban left-hand side of the field, even the mighty Spartan special forces will be worried.
Your horses down the bottom to the left are redundant. You're charging?
Your whole line?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Your bottom left hand, your people are redundant. You need to
You're
do something
attacking.
with them.
We're attacking with the whole lot, or we're attacking with two. Kelly, can we withdraw a couple of them and just attack with the rest of them? Is
On
that
the
okay?
Keep
right-hand
one line
side?
back.
Keep one line back, keep one line back. Let's go nuts.
Stop the line that's moving.
Stop the second line.
Anita has sown a fatal seed of doubt in the generals' minds, and critically, they choose to hold back half their force, leaving their frontline troops vulnerably under strength.
Oh, hello.
All right.
Ramping up the eloquence.
Can you turn these guys around?
Guys, we're going to end up being attacked.
No, all of them?
Something concrete
No, go
in
for it.
place.
Where's our spear
Well, they're
throwers?
attacking.
They're attacking now.
Bring the right-hand side in. Attack, attack, attack.
The team choose to ignore the attack on their right, preferring to charge headlong into the elite Spartan fighters on their left.
Oh, but look what they've done. The team responded to the threat on the right by going in on the left.
As the first wave of Thebans crashes into the Spartan fighters, the team is now committed to a brutal type of warfare in which both sides will sustain heavy losses. It's now a question of strength.
What do you want done with the spears?
They're short spears.
These are the close.
Right, can you bring them behind this row, behind your row?
Behind the second row?
So make it a second row, so you're building up.
They've both all got long spears, haven't they? So
Oh, it's brutal.
it's not going too well, is it there?
It's war. It's war.
Two of the attacking Theban units miss the front line, but wheel around to face them from the rear. They would be devastatingly effective if they were to attack now, at the same time as the Thebans in front. But once again, the team are reluctant to commit their troops in the numbers that might prove decisive.
Keep the short spears where they are, Kelly.
Yep.
Hold them there. Let's stop.
And start. Can we start?
What do you want to do? Do you want to take the other cavalry round to the right, to the
Come on,
left?
guys, we're getting caned.
Yeah, I know.
That's not caning.
Oh, we've got it. When are we going to use our big men, good men?
The team's good men are currently not deployed, waiting right at the back of the Theban line. As the only troops that may be able to defeat the Spartan hoplites, the team must try and bring them into the battle soon. But while the team's other hoplites are getting slaughtered, the generals seem paralyzed.
Right. What are we doing?
We're attacking.
The horses around.
What do you want me to do?
Oh, did you not listen to that bit when we took the
Right, take one of your cavalries round. Bring them
No, that's
round.
mute.
I don't have cavalry.
Mute's doing the cavalry, she's the infantry. Can you...
I'm waiting to hear about the spear throwers.
spear.
Spear throwers.
You can stay. Well, the horses are coming towards us yet.
It's early for this level of confusion.
It is early for this level of confusion. I can't believe how confused we actually are. I'm quite surprised.
You're
Kelly, what do you
okay.
need to know?
I need to know whether to attack or to move.
Attack.
Okay.
The first wave of Theban hoplites has been completely decimated. Despite the best efforts of Kelly's spear-throwing Theban skirmishers, not only do the fearsome Spartan elite remain undefeated, the enemy still have thousands of allied troops they've yet to commit to the battle. The team's generals now choose to send in the two hoplite units they had behind the elite Spartans, together with the remaining Theban hoplites in front. But will it be too late to make a difference?
They've done well, they've come in from behind, they've got to commit more forces.
That's right, everything has got to go in.
These Spartans are such effective soldiers in close combat that even though they've been taken from both sides, they're still fighting. Look at them, they're still standing
That's
there.
right, almost none of them left, but
They
they're still
missed the
standing
chance to wipe out the Spartan.
Well, because a Spartan cannot go home if he stops fighting.
Despite fierce fighting on both sides, the Spartan elite are not ones to give up. They come from a highly militarized society and their life is one of combat training. To die in battle is the ultimate Spartan virtue, and to flee your post, the ultimate shame.
If one of these guys leaves the field, he's got to shave half his beard off and go back to Sparta and live as an outcast. any man in Sparta can go up to him and kick him, beat him up, and he is not allowed to defend himself. None of those Spartans have anything to go home to if they stop killing.
Their only real match in this battle is the Theban Sacred Band, who the team have left at the back of their lines. Seeing how many Thebans he's been able to draw into the fight, Cleombrotus orders a unit of his allies to reinforce his own Spartan shock troops. He first orders one unit to join the fighting at the back of the phalanx.
Can we go help out the ones that are about to kill Kelly?
Acting decisively, the team's generals move their remaining hoplite troops towards the battle. And crucially, they order their cavalry to attack from behind the Spartans.
I'm squared up with some cavalry. Do you want me to go for it?
Yeah, go for it, Pat, because you've got quite a few there.
Seeing the Spartan elite gaining the upper hand, King Cleombrotus is able to persuade more of his allied troops to confront the advancing Thebans, effectively creating a second front alongside the existing battle.
Bring your horses round now. They've come down to the back, and bring them in.
As Cleombrotus' Spartan allies move forward to attack, Mags orders the Theban cavalry to charge the enemy unit from the rear. The Thebans move in to confront the second wave of allied hoplites, and at the same time, two waves of Theban cavalry crash into their rear.
That's cool.
Despite the impact of their horse, the battle remains delicately poised. Cleombrotus still has thousands of allied troops uncommitted to the battle. But Anita is about to make a vital call.
We need to use the elite guys. What are we going to do with them?
We're still not sure. I think it's just going to
But we're wasting them, really.
Anita is determined to use the Sacred Band. We're wasting them, she said, and she's absolutely right.
She can't persuade her generals to actually let them go.
You know what she should do? Anita should just send them in on her own. That's right. Its subordination is doing them no good right now. I want Anita to get bullshit.
We are wasting them straight in and get straight in.
Finally, Anita gets her way, and the generals deploy the Thebans' finest fighting force. But will they be too late to make a difference?
Oh, there they go. Look at that. Masses of Theban combat power going in against the Spartan right, the key troops of the Spartans, the Spartiates.
They may pull this battle out of the fire. We liked the plan. We didn't like the way it was put into operation because they didn't seem to be actually committing enough troops to combat, but now they're doing it.
Are your elite troops being deployed?
Yeah,
now?
elite troops are there
helping out Kelly at the moment.
The Sacred Band immediately make their presence felt as they advance on the side of the Spartan elite. The Spartans, still reeling from the cavalry attack on their allies, are now being attacked from three sides.
Phil, you've got a troop of horses.
There goes the Sacred Band. And what they've done is they've taken the Sacred Band, which they've kept in their back pocket, perhaps a little bit too long, and they're now throwing that last bit of combat power in against the Spartiates.
As the team quickly realize, the Spartan allies are no match for their elite Sacred Band. The team is back to its organized best, with Mags as the de facto commander-in-chief and Kirsten assisting in executing the plan. But what they're all currently unaware of is just how close they might be to victory.
Are these your horses towards the left-hand back of the field?
What the team has done is that they have destroyed the army from Sparta. What they've just done is they've just liberated the rest of the army. And they have just bought freedom from Spartan hegemony to all of those allies out there on the field.
To support the left-hand side.
Can you bring them in towards this army that is attacking us now?
The elite troops have done really well. Yeah, they've done really well. I think they've helped support Kelly on the left-hand side, and they've come in and gone bananas.
The hand-to-hand fighting has been brutal. Spartan and Theban corpses litter the field. The battle has never really moved from the Theban left, and it's here that the Thebans are beginning to outnumber their enemy.
Hand-to-hand combat now. Uh-oh.
Because of the Sacred Band, the Spartan king Cleombrotus has been unable to win the hoplite battle. Crucially, the failure of his Spartan elite has meant the majority of his allied troops are content just to watch their Spartan masters. In spite of having more troops on the field, General Cleombrotus is running out of options. The battle is fast slipping away from him, and thanks to their plan, the team are winning.
The guys are running away.
They're running away.
That's it, Kelly. You see it now. You've joined that cavalry there. Yeah. Go ahead and attack that piece. We'll have 3 attacking into 1.
Excellent, excellent. That's it. Finish them off. They've got the Spartans on the run. They're going to surround them and annihilate them.
As the Theban elite finishes off the last of the Spartan allies involved in the fight, the battle enters the endgame.
Right, all these. Attacks. Yeah, nice one. They've got some going.
As a measure of their confidence, the team now commit everything to battle, including their general and his guards. Finally, the brutal close-quarter fighting of the Sacred Band has proved too much for the elite Spartans, and they begin to leave the field, preferring humiliation at home to death at Theban hands. With no more crack troops to defend him, the Spartan king Cleombrotus is now dangerously exposed. The team's Theban hoplites set upon him and his guards and quickly dispatch them. Something that sends a devastating signal to Sparta's allies.
See, look, the Spartan allies are starting to leave the field now.
Yeah.
With the main concentration of forces from Sparta disappeared, there is no reason for them to stay on the field. The Spartan allies are deserting them because the Spartan army is destroyed.
Okay, they're done. Mags, what next?
Done. Right, bring your are they retreating?
Yes, quick.
Right, bring your 2 horses, join the other cavalry quickly.
Okay, I don't know where they are.
Go right.
Cavalry, yeah, can you see it coming?
Bring them all together.
Where are you talking about?
It's on the left-hand side.
That's it, attack.
Attack, let's go.
You see them?
There's one attacking, bring it.
Let's go, like.
Victory imminent. Victory imminent.
Attack this one.
You seem surprised.
Yep, you're there, you're attacking.
Oh my god, oh my god! How did you do that?
Well done.
Thank you. How do you put these guys on?
Well done, guys.
Nice one.
Well done, guys.
All right.
Oh, well done, mate. Well done, sweetheart. Nice to fall out.
All right, you're not in the locker room now.
Come on.
We'll go there.
The refreshing thing is when teams lose, they often come up here just after the battle, bewildered. They don't understand why they lost. But with you, you won, and you seem surprised.
They just look like they've got so many more people, which is why I'm surprised that we
won. That's why I was panicking about the numbers, because I was like,
because it's like we're getting very small,
and they've got hundreds of reds. So.
Well, you made them run away.
Oh, that's good. It's because they all had conscripts, didn't they, from everywhere else?
But maybe Sol and Eric upstairs can come down and explain not only that, but what happened in the real battle. What do you reckon?
These guys were brilliant. Eddie, these guys were amazing. Kirsten came up with the idea of concentrating on the left. She came up with that almost out of nowhere. Up leaps this idea from Kirsten, concentrate on the Theban left against that greatest strength. Anita then says, and include the Theban Sacred Band. Take the first team, include them, and I really wish you'd kept pushing that and said commit them right away. Start with the first team, but you didn't. At the critical moment of the battle, though, Anita is shouting, put our elite troops in, put in the Theban Sacred Band, put them in. And everybody else is paying attention to other things. It was absolutely the right thing to do. And we were praying that Anita would go ahead and do it on her own hook. And sure enough, Anita says, I'm putting the key troops in at the key moment, at the key place, and that helps win you guys the battle.
Oh, shucks.
Now, when the actual engagement began, again, it was going beautifully. You took the Spartan elite not only from the front, but also from the rear. It's always the best way to do things in life, generally. But the Spartans were so formidable that they were actually fighting off both those troops, and that was the point where you need to move the rest of your army up. It was the crucial moment.
You took advantage of your high-tech equipment here to hold back the Sacred Band. And the fact that you stuck to your plan meant that it didn't matter if it all went badly on some unimportant corner of the battlefield, because at the key point and at the key time, you guys were strong, and that meant that you guys won.
Woohoo.
Now, does it make sense?
Yes. Thank you.
Okay, let's have a look at what really happened. Gentlemen, show us in your own inimitable fashion. You might want to stand out of the way. Sometimes Alec gets quite animated when he's doing this. People have been on crutches for weeks after this.
All right.
So the Spartans have caused this war. They've marched all the way from Sparta to take out the Thebans. They know that they have the more formidable troops. They are absolutely convinced that the Thebans probably won't even fight, and therefore they're sort of lackadaisical on the actual day of the battle.
Now, the Spartans see all this cavalry out here. The Spartan cavalry are a pack of losers, but the Spartans throw their cavalry out in advance of their line as well. And then the Theban cavalry goes in against them. They just knock the Spartan cavalry, and the Spartan cavalry charges back through the Spartans' own lines, and they disrupt their own infantry because they're so useless.
As you noticed, the key Spartan troops are on the right flank, and the reason is that they're trained to wheel inwards. They know they're going to win their side of the battlefield, and once they've won it, they're going to drive in on the rest of the Theban army. It doesn't work in this battlefield, and Eric's going to explain why. But first, they begin the advance towards the Theban troops.
Now, Epaminondas, the commander of the Thebans, takes all of his combat power and concentrates it on his own left. You guys did this as well. It was a stroke of inspiration, and the Theban sacred band is right up there in the front, his professional soldiers. At the key moment, Epaminondas takes this massive concentration of Theban combat power and drives it right through the Spartan right.
Okay.
Disintegrating the key bit of the Spartans' army. And the Spartans at that point are unable to recover and take control of the battlefield.
Now, history tells us that this won the battle. Cleombrotus was killed, and once more of his men were finished, the rest of the army was going to disintegrate, and the battle was effectively over.
Well, look, thank you all very much for that. You've been great at playing this. Fantastic victory. My apologies for that thing with Alec's leg. Thanks for playing. Very well done.
In the historical Battle of Leuctra, the Theban victory signalled the end of Spartan dominance of the region. While Cleombrotus died on the battlefield, history remembers Epaminondas as one of the great Greek generals. His victory at Leuctra signalled the start of a short period of Theban ascendancy, which ended with his death in battle 9 years later.